Alright, so, yeah, play through that G. Do you remember that? G major, G arpeggio.
See, I don't know if I can do it without. Well, yeah, the G major arpeggio I can do without looking, but when you get it, and the harmonic, but the melodic, I have to stop and really. I basically just look
at
that.
Memorize.
Oh.
Well, okay, the harmonic minor you're getting, but the melodic minor, it changes going down. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
well, play as much as you know. I'm not good on the nomenclature. Oh, you made a little sock for your...
I did. Elizabeth and I made a couple purses, and this was some
when are you
scrap.
Make a bow tie?
What do you want it to look like?
Oh, I'll let you know. I'll order some bow ties. How about pink? Well, it's too late for that though. It's this weekend. So anyway,
okay.
Now watch.
Okay.
Okay. For one thing, you did really good. Then you're a little shaky going down.
Well, it's that E. I'm never sure if it's...
Okay, so, good. Well, good now that you mention it. Now, just bring your finger up around and reach over the E string to get that other one. Because what you want to do is keep the E string, keep anything from touching the E string so you can hear that sympathetic vibration. See? See how I reach over and make sure that I don't touch that string unless I'm touching. Now also the other way to look at it too is you're holding your first finger down so you get that stretch. And if you need to tune it, if you need to tune that E or D or G or E or A or D, you just lift your first finger. Do you hear that ring? See, it doesn't. You don't hear it with your first finger down. It sounds foul, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of, what I do is and this is all subconscious because, when I was young, I practiced scales and scales and scales. So it's all in my subconscious, all the technique. You don't have to think about it, which that's what a lot of the repetition does for you. So what I find myself doing is reaching over, playing the note, and then during the time that I'm playing that note, lifting that finger. And so first of all, I get a little ring at the end, especially if I need to adjust it. It's a little sharp. Then. See that? I'm not playing that, but it's making a sound. Oh, that's empty. I'll just tune you. Alright, so listen one thing, to get the fourth finger. Also, another thing I noticed is that you were playing your second finger flat. Especially arpeggio when it's like jump over. And first of all, the first thing I wanted to mention to you is, why don't you start using the flat seven here?
Was that not?
Lay it flat,
Okay.
because you're still timid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get the hair down there, so that way it can bear down. You can't bear down like that, or else the wood's going to touch it. And when you're playing scales, play it loud. Just bear down and just play them loud.
I didn't even realize that I wasn't on the flat bow.
Yeah, well, that's going to.
Because I've been trying to remember when I get up to the end to turn it. But
well, it's good. At least you're airing in the right direction. You're not doing it like this. This is the hardest thing to get people to correct, is when they start playing the violin like this. And there's once one of my students starts doing that, it's like you're spending so much time because they get used to, instead of having a grand posture to having a timid posture. So at least you have a good foundation.
I'm trying to incorporate all these things, as far as like you said, not being timid, which is hard. That's hard. But my technique, and I'm watching, trying to, so I don't slide all over the place. Just a lot of these things, I'm trying in my loosening up, getting that arm and wrist.
Okay, this is what's going to help all of that, is these scales, and practice them loud. I mean, really
loud.
Like, make sure no one's around or something.
Well,
or
where
whatever.
I live,
Make sure
you
put some tissue paper in your dog's ears.
He can go in his own house. He don't care.
Or whatever.
He hears me all the time.
But
I don't have any problem doing that.
Do the scales loud.
Okay.
Because when you start doing music is soft and loud. It's piano forte. And you start, if you're going to practice a piece of music, like you have something you're working on, and you just play that loud, then that's how you're going to play it. You're going to play it loud. So you need like a technical exercise that you can play loud. And
scales are a good thing to do?
Scales are the thing to do because they're not very musical.
Okay.
They're mostly technical.
Okay.
But yeah, do all your scales loud. And I can't stress the importance of this, and I probably need to go back to this. I need to go back to a lot of my foundational things too. I've been playing folk fiddle for too long, but it really helps to know this whole progression from top to the end. Because then when you go to the next key, you know the protocol. And it's just the starting note, ending note. Same thing. Starting note, ending note. Same thing. Different key. You're just moving up the finger point. As far as the sound goes, fingerings change. Right? But the sound is what you memorize. It's ear training is what it is. And you're going to have better intonation. You're going to have better, you'll know how to do, like you'll know what an A sounds like. La.
Yeah.
So, but you'll have reference points. That's the only thing. You're not a genius if you can detect notes. You just have all the reference points. Like, did you know that a bumblebee pollinating a tomato plant? The only thing that pollinates tomato plants are bumblebees.
Oh.
Because tomato plants, they lock in their pollen. The flower closes over the pollen, and the only thing to get it open is the bee gets on the flower and starts buzzing. And you know what he buzzes? A perfect 440A. I'm telling you, a perfect 440A, and that causes that flower to open up and drop its pollen.
When you say 440, you mean that fast?
440 hertz.
Or the volume of it?
Like my tuning fork.
Okay.
440 hertz. Like a 220 hertz is, that's a 220A. This is a 440A. This is an 80A. So it's the wavelength, how close the vibrations are. But it's a phenomenon. The scientists discovered that if you go into a field of tomatoes, you can tune your violin. Because that's all you'll be hearing
is the A?
440A.
That's cool.
Yeah. So the point is, what was the point? No, it's
the ear training. You said
right. Reference points. You know,
yes.
you get that link. You have more of a expanded mind, so that you have more resources to draw from. So if you have this scale protocol, like let's say you learn, just for a simple example, you're learning the G major scale and all these different formats. You can take that format and apply it to every scale. You know, every scale in this section of the book does this format. All you have to do is make minor adjustments, like place your fingers in different places. But as far as the sound goes, it's the same, intervals. It's the same, half steps.
Whole steps, yeah.
Right, yeah. So that's why scales are important. I mean, I guess I can do like a 10-hour lecture on scales, but, people go, scales? Ew.
No, I know they're important, and I do.
And people avoid at all costs practicing them, myself included.
That's the first thing I do, and I still don't do them enough.
Yeah. So make an everyday regimen. Every time you pull out your violin to practice, do your protocol one time through. Now, once you get that memorized, go on to the A. What is it? The next one, A flat major.
Yeah.
A flat, which is just basically you're going up a step. Same thing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Just different places. Put your fingers. And I find, and to this day, in the orchestra, when I'm practicing on my own, I can't make heads, and I talk to other members today. You can't make heads or tails of the music. But when you get to the orchestra, you have all the reference points, and all of a sudden your fingers start falling into place. I cannot tell you what note is what. I just know that's what the melody sounds like. You look at that in the music, and there's like sharps, double sharps, flats, thing. Just to play that little piece, which we're going to play tomorrow night in the Dvorak bands. But I was noticing that. I was like, I can't read this. I don't know what it means. But then I got the orchestra, they're playing. Oh, I'm just going to play that. And I don't know where my fingers are going. I'm just making the right sound. And it becomes automatic. Like automatic pilot sometimes. So that's that. So let's see what book 3 has for us. I'm sorry.
We don't have to play.
I'm sorry. No, but Grace can play it. You think of just the Crusades and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to think about that. But Sweet By and By,
I grew up on that one.
Yeah,
that was in the song. That was in the church book that I got to.
Yeah.
And this one, you know what? That's not Pledge to the Flag.
Oh.
I have to remember what it is. There is a fountain filled with blood.
Oh, there is a fountain filled with blood.
Imagine.
they're putting it all in third position.
Well,
so you're up there in third
switching
position.
though. You're switching.
Sometimes,
yeah.
But not so often. Like in this one.
See, you start off in
yeah.
first.
And then you're
and
up
then
here
you go,
in third.
Then
you play pretty much the remainder of the song in third position. Maybe come down and... No?
No, it's all in the rest. It's the rest.
And the rest of it is in third position.
Yeah.
That means third position. A Roman 3. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and that one. I don't know about that one, but let's see.
Oh, that's kind of a neat thing. It's.
I don't know what does in third position.
I think it's most all of it. After you get through here, then no, that's still. Oh, then it starts here.
Sorry.
Are you doing viola again?
I'm brain dead. Brain freeze. Okay. Anyways, the point is these are third position songs. And you'll find yourself, in the future playing a lot up there in third position. Especially in the violin, they're always squeaking way up there. So.
That's a duet thing.
Yeah. Okay, so just go ahead. You've gone over these. Are you going?
Yes, I have. Yes.
So these are. Oh, let's try the duet then. I'll play the bottom one.
You want to play the bottom?
Which is in first position. Okay, ready? Let's
Wait a
start.
minute. Let me go find my first
Start.
one.
It starts up, Bo. Ready? Ready, set, 2, go. How boring.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
And I'm out of tune.
I don't like the way it ends. I practice it just to practice it.
Okay.
I practice it, but it is boring. Yeah.
Develop good intonation with the various styles of bowing. We may now start scales for strings. Oh, I had that when I was young.
Did you?
Scales for strings, volumes 1 and 2. Well, we got another scale. So blah, blah, blah. Scales for strings. Maybe I should get a copy.
In this book, the scales are presented in various rhythms and bowings. See, that would be.
Develop a stronger feeling of tonality. Pieces and rounds are included in each key. It's probably more towards young people. I don't know. I'll get a copy and we'll take a look at it.
Okay.
But I'm starting to understand where this lady's coming from a little bit.
Okay.
Although I didn't learn, that's what I remember scales for strings, yeah. And there's also some etude books there.
Well, it says, I was going to show you this. Right here. Oh, no, that's not it. That was interesting, though. This here, that must have been, did I go this far? No, I didn't. Where is it? I thought there was one that, there, this one. They now start orchestral bowling etudes for string orchestra. And by the same guy.
Yes,
same guy.
I'm not familiar with it.
It teaches all orchestral bowings and is played in unison with piano accompaniment. It is indispensable for the string section of an orchestra.
Indispensable, for sure.
Yes. But anyway,
oh, let's do that. opportunity for you to memorize, because you're going to have it memorized. You're going to be probably playing it in your sleep, and it's a quick change. So you're going Now with Irish music, they have those the endings that repeat over and over again. So and then they'll have like variations here. Like there's some Irish pieces that'll have 4, 5, 6, 7 variations, and they have the same resolution.
Yeah.
So
they call them questions and answers.
So basically, when you get to that, if you know that this is going to be the same as that, and anywhere else, if they have other variations, that's your vacation time right there.
You don't have to stop and think.
Right, you don't have to think. It just goes so many times that you're going to be doing that subconsciously, and the thing you're going to be thinking about is the body of the song. See, that little thing just always comes on the end like that.
Yeah.
And you can phrase it accordingly. And that little thing, and you've built a little skill too in this. And you've gone from an open string to second finger, third position. And then see that little treble spot there? Watch. Just get yourself out of position, then find the position. See, and you make yourself memorize where to put your finger there on that E. I don't know if am I getting a message through? And it's something that I experience when I play like a new thing like that. I'll memorize segments so that I'll have them as a reference, so that I can go on and like when I go to memorize a piece of music, I don't go from here to there. First, I'll play it, get familiar with it, and then you get familiar with certain parts before other parts. Because
and then that's a repeating thing, so
yeah,
that's going to be a little bit easier to
and it's going to be easier to memorize. So you go and then the hard ones you get on the end. All right, that's cool. Very good. And I don't play it that way. How do I play it? I play it in F. Yeah, and I do it all.
Well, but it's because it's an Irish tune, so it basically all of it. It's in first position.
Actually, I play it in C and then go to F. That isn't C. I go like this. Go. Changing keys in the middle.
I see. Okay.
So I go from C to F. So I can play it that way too.
And you just went in. You just go up into the third position.
Now, in third position, the practical reason why you do that is because here's a string crossing right here.
And you
You want to avoid the string
yeah.
chords.
You do have a string crossing though, from here to here.
Yeah, but it's not as significant as it's not as significant as that. Oh, it's because you want to avoid playing the opening. I don't know. If you ever come to an orchestra rehearsal and listen to the conductor talk, he gives. There's reasons why you do everything. There's reasons why you do an up bow and do a down bow. Everybody does an up bow. And a ponticello, which is playing at the very tip. Ponticello, you know? Because there's a certain feel, I guess. And believe me, these rehearsals that I've been going to, you have to get the feel of everything because we're playing the Greek piano concerto. And so we have a pianist there. And she is doing her thing. So if the orchestra...
you all are basically, you're basically her backup.
Right.
For that.
So the orchestra has to know what she's feeling. So they have to get the feel of it, and that's what the conductor's job is. He's, to find out what's going on with her and going, okay, let's follow this stuff. It's pretty interesting. Although I'm not really a big piano concerto fan, but
I'm not either.
But if you break it down to all its little bits and pieces, you realize this is a masterpiece.
I'm always amazed when you listen that somebody's actually playing all that.
Yeah.
All that up and down all over the place it comes.
Anyways, very real. All right, let's. What part were you playing?
I've actually practiced all three parts.
Really?
Because I didn't know what you'd tell me to play whenever I got here.
All right, well, try the second part then.
Okay.
So you're starting on a C. Okay, let's see. There it is. Ready, set, go.
See that?
Okay, so with that fourth finger, make sure
it's a natural C.
It's a C going to an E. Yeah, and what you're going to do is you're going to undershoot it. Unless you exaggerate. Watch. You got to just jump over and get it. Because if you're climbing towards it,
it's going to be flat, yeah.
You're just going to go, oh, let's climb up to that. You have to go, no, I got to reach up. Okay, let's try it. Ready, set, go. Sorry, I wasn't ready for that.
See, I wasn't counting out.
Okay, so I
need to count because I've got two rests before.
You're playing short notes and then some legato notes.
Long.